you are blocking homosexuality's right to marriage, to a way of being together in your sense of morality, in the way that your God has decided that this is how people procreate, or this is how people have sex.
Here, a woke student presses Cliffe about oppressive Christianity, claiming that the Bible tramples on human rights. The duo tackles subjects from historical racism to homosexuality, but Cliffe is ready with humbling responses. Watch until the end.
If God is a feeling that I have, then if my God is a white God who asserts white supremacy,
and that's exactly how they used to. That's exactly how they believed.
And they're wrong.
And that's part of your Christian faith.
No. What's part of your faith is they're not wrong. They're relative, which means they're right for themselves. As a follower of Christ, I look those racists in the face and I say, you are wrong. 100% wrong. Because God created all people and God don't make junk. That's why you're wrong. But you, sir, have no basis to tell the racist that he's wrong.
People can believe what they want. Those racist people, they could believe what they want, but once they inflicted themselves upon and limited someone else's rights, which they did, these racist people inflicted themselves upon someone else, that is where they're wrong. And that is exactly what I've been saying the entire time.
And what I'm saying to you is you can't say they're wrong in an objective, absolute sense, because you're a relativist, remember? And if you're going to be consistent and not be an intellectual hypocrite, you got to stick with what you believe. So if you tell me that everything's relative, that God is relative, I just have my own feelings, and therefore God is whatever I feel, which means God is just a relative, subjective experience, then obviously morality is totally relative. You cannot look at the white racist and say, you're wrong. What you can say is, from my perspective, from my subjective opinion, I disagree, but you're right for yourself, I'm right for myself. There's no such thing as objectively wrong. Because, sir, remember, reality for you is subjective. It's all relative. So just live out what you tell me you believe.
I am. You believe in a subjective value of Christianity. You take the Bible, taking just your example of the Bible, you take parts of it and you go, hey, this I'm going to believe at face value because this is the exact word of the Lord. And then later on you go, this was just a moral example of what could have happened or what somebody could have believed. You can't argue a morality. You can't argue morality objectively in general. You can't. There is no way to say what is wrong to some person is right to another. You just can't.
Sir, if there's a God, then it's possible that there is an objective value of justice, created and defined by God. If there is no God, there is no objective value of justice. It's all relative. Sir, it's that simple. Do you follow that?
Yes, but who's your God? Who's your God? Where did you come from? Where were you born? And would you believe this if you were born in some place that didn't have the word of the Lord? What? Where would you get your morality then? Where would your morality come from?
My conscience and my rational mind.
Yes, your conscience
informs me.
Yes, your conscience.
That there are objective morals. Now, in light of the fact that my conscience informs me that there are objective morals, I better ask myself, which worldview, which faith squares with reality? Atheism? Relativism? No, that does not square with my conscience. Theism, belief that there's got to be some type of God who has given me a conscience and has created objective morals. That squares with my experience of reality.
And that is the exact place where we will never agree, because I believe conscience comes from within, and you believe it'll come from God. And I'm tired of
all I've asked you to do is just live it out. Just remember, the guy who date rapes has not done something objectively wrong, because your worldview is relativism.
He just inflicted upon somebody else's rights. That is...
It's relative, man. Just be consistent.
It comes from your conscience.
Which is totally relative and subjective.
True.
Okay? The Nazis not wrong. The Bosnian Serb who rapes and murders women, not wrong in an objective sense. The KKK who teach their children to be racist, not wrong. It's their own subjective, relative take on morality. That's your worldview.
I just said that there's no objective sense. You cannot objectively define morals.
Exactly. So just live it out. Don't you dare look into the face of the KKK and tell them what you're doing is absolutely wrong. Look in the face of the KKK and say, it's all relative. Now, from my experience, it's not good. I'm not going to do it. But your experience is different. So I've got my views. You've got your views. You're not wrong. I'm not right. It's all relative. Just live that out. See if it works.
I'm living that out.
No, you're not.
And you.
No, you're not. I'll tell you why.
Yeah,
Because if you were living it out, you wouldn't be upset with my view of homosexuality. If you're really living out your view, you'd say
your Christian
cool.
values are inflicting upon somebody else's.
No, I'm not inflicting anything on you.
You are blocking homosexuality's right to marriage, to a way of being together in your sense of morality, in the way that your God has decided that this is how people procreate, or this is how people have sex.
That is total falsehood. I have not prevented you from having homosexual sex. You do not need my permission to go out and have homosexual sex. You can do that quite on your own, and if anybody tries to physically stop you, I will disagree with them, okay? Because I live in a democracy, because I live in a free society, if the law of the land says you can do what you want to privately in your home, if you want to have homosexual sex, I support your right to do that. So don't stereotype me, because that's very narrow-minded and very intolerant of you. I support your right to have sex with a man, with a woman, with an animal, whatever you choose to.
Just your God does
not. I'm going to warn you. I'm going to stand here and tell you that watch out. If you have sex outside of the context of a monogamous heterosexual relationship, you're violating the purpose for which God gave you your sexuality. Sure, I'll tell you that.
How did Cliffe do? How would you have answered this student? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to my channel for more fiery debates. Thank you for watching, and always remember, Jesus loves you.